Hey guys, welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. Myself, Jason, bringing you whiskey review number 75, where today I'm going to review the Mortlach 15-year-old. Now this is the Gordon MacPhail's Mortlach 15. Now you would have probably seen me review already other Mortlachs, which are the core range. This time I decided to do an independently bottled one because I love their whiskey, but at the minute the pricing is ridiculous. Independent bottlers is more or less on the lines of what I'm going for at the minute. So I put myself a little dram, got yay much left, maybe the heels of this bottle, which will probably end itself by tomorrow evening. And I'm going to do the review because I wanted to cover it. I've gone through 3 of these bottles so far, and I've got a 4th one in the house, and that will be opened again this weekend, I think, most probably. Got a birthday to go through. But anyway, so in terms of the age on this whiskey, I'm going to get my review style structure. Age on this one is 15 years old. Bottle test and ABV of 43%. The cask selection on this one are first fill and refill sherry oak casks, to what I've read online. The distillery, the easy one, the Mortlach distillery. And the actual parent company for Mortlach is Diageo. However, this is independently bottled, so that's going to change to Gordon MacPhail's. So they're an independent bottler, very big and very well known for so many different productions they do in terms of casks that they bottle. Really, really good gems they have in this range. Now, in this one's range, you also have the 15, but you also have a 21. And the 21, I haven't yet to try. I've been actually offered a sample, so fingers crossed you might see it soon. But I want to buy a bottle of the 21 just to do a comparison. Now, in terms of the region, it is in the Speyside region of Scotland, and that is pretty much where you see a lot of whiskey being produced. At the same time, it's in Dufftown, so you've got Balvenie and Glenfiddich very close if you wish to pay them a visit. Now, in terms of the actual pricing, this one I picked up at Milroy's of Soho, and I think it was £55 for this bottle. Or maybe it was £50. I remember they had like 5 or 6 left, and I picked up 2. Because I didn't really want to see this one go, and it became a little bit difficult to find that one in certain shops in London. Now, in terms of exclusivity, no, it is not exclusive, as I have seen it some places and a lot online, but not so much in London. But in terms of caramel colour, they actually don't specify it here on the back, so I'm going to say maybe. I'm not going to say it's not, because most companies will put caramel colour for consistency. So anyway, we're going to say as not sure in terms of colouring. So I'll still assess the colour, hold it up for you guys, and let me know what you think. That looks like 3D. Imagine I could do 3D. It's like, here guys, take a dram. But yeah, I'm going to say this is like a bright gold in terms of appearance. Very light. And it's quite surprising for first fill and refill sherry. So anyway, let's get next into the nosing. So into the nose. So to begin on the nose for this whiskey, it's quite interesting. You don't get so much of a sherry influence, but it's very powerful. You get that ABV. Even though it's only 43%, it does hit the nose quite quickly. And then I get a lot of tarty green apples, very ripe, ready to go, ready to be literally taken and cooked with, or maybe even if you wish to just eat them like that. Really interesting to start off. I'm also getting a slight toasted cereal note. Now, it's not a smoky note, it's just like a soft toasted note where it just brings out the aroma from the cereals, and then you're also picking out a slight little bit of spice, but more or less I'm picking up like sour green grapes, or white grapes actually. Yeah, white grapes with the skins. And then you pick up a nice little sweeter cinnamon spice, but at the same time a peppery note. As your little nose a bit deeper, a little bit of lemon pith, but this is, yeah, the insides of the lemon, the white bit, which is sort of the more soury bit. And a little note of honey, but this is more like a floral honey. And then hiding right in the background is a little bit of that sherry character, but it's not so dominant for a sherry matured whiskey. It's more or less quite subdued, quite mellow. And I found this one does vary from top to bottom of this bowl. So that's something I'll mention in the comment section. But that's about it for notes on the nose. So let's next move into the palate. So to begin on the palate for this whiskey, a definite Mortlach style in this one. Starts out with a light medium, I'd say, texture. Not so powerful, but the main power behind this one, in terms of the actual palate feel, is that meaty, chewy style that Mortlach have. Really rich fruits. Now, it's almost like you're chewing on, you've taken a heap of barley and you're just chewing it, literally getting that chewy texture as it sort of coats and sinks into your jawline. I'm also picking up back on those green apples this time, and this is more like you've had a very like wild apples, not ones that you get normal ones, but this is just like you found a random field and you pick up those apples and some are sour, some are sweet. You're getting all these different flavors from that, really working its way around the palate. Really nice. I'm also picking out a sweetener note. Like this is more back towards a honey, but like a honey almost coating a cinnamon bark. So you're getting a little soft spice bursting itself on the palate. A little bit of a oaky presence as well. But then the more the sweetness rolls out and works its way from the mid palate down towards the front. And then a little bit of a softer sherry fruity notes develop on the back of the palate. And these are now your sultanas. And I'm actually going to have a second sip, see what the last note is at the end. Continuing on from the sherried fruits, I think I mentioned sultanas, a little bit of raisins, rum-soaked raisins more, and then something that reminds me of like fruit, well, fig cake. So if you get it normally towards Christmas time, or we get it when we go, we travel a bit, when you go to Spain, you get like this fig roll that's like actually like a little cake where they've got figs, crushed them together, and it's like you're taking a bite out of there. It's quite chewy, and the texture is there, it's all present. Wow. So anyway, next we'll move into the finish, and then we'll come to my conclusion on this Mortlach 15-year-old. So, into the finish. So on the finish for this whiskey, it does have a very chewy appeal still. It's getting more of the sherry fruits developing on the finish. And this is more towards prunes. Figs, soft burst in spice again that you had on the palate is now reflected onto the finish. And I'd say this is more towards a medium long finish, but slightly dragging away from long and more into that medium category. And you're getting a little bit of cocoa powder and a slight coffee note. Really refreshing, but at the same time chewy and fruity. So it's quite interesting. The nose had nothing to do with fruits, but very little soft sherry note, and then on towards the palate and the finish, that chewy, fruity Mortlach style really develops out. So in terms of my comments and my rating, I'm going to give this whiskey here, hopefully you can see that one, I'm going to give this an 87 out of 100. Now the reason behind that one is because I think in terms of the actual whiskey itself, and this is one thing I wanted to explain, from top to maybe around about a yay high, like a couple drams, it's okay. As you get through the body of this whiskey, it really just shows you the Mortlach style, powerful, rich, fruity, robust. And then as you get to the last bit, it's sort of fading a little bit on the way out. So I think it's because of oxidization. But overall, really, really good whiskey. In terms of price point, fantastic, because most Mortlachs, if you're looking at the Flora and Fauna 16-year-old, which is 1 year older than this, you're paying £200, and this one here is effectively a quarter of the price. Does this whiskey need time? I'd say yes. If you let it air out a little bit more and let it oxidize, let it breathe, you'll get more of that fruitier character on the nose. But if you take it straight from the bowl, it will be a little bit softer, a bit more mellow, more that white fruit note I found. In terms of does it need water, you can if you wish. I've got my water here, but I found it was quite easy and palatable because it is 43%, nothing too over the top. If you do add a few drops of water, it brings out a little more citrus character, which I found. So let me know if you guys have tried this Mortlach 15-year-old from Gordon MacPhail's. I think it's a good whiskey. Would I buy another one? Yes, I've actually got another bottle, so that will be opened and then another one will be purchased to have a backup of that one. But yeah, this is a good whiskey. I would replace this one. In terms, let me know what you guys think of this Mortlach 15. If you have enjoyed the video, by all means, feel free to drop it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, which I'll leave over here. And I'll also leave Mortlach Special Strength 18 and 25 here for you guys to check out if you like Mortlach as well. But anyway, on that note, this has been JasonWhiskyWise, and I'll catch you all for the next video.